6:30. We need to get going.
How often do you get to use that?
Okay, it's
She never has.
6:30, so we're gonna call the meeting to order to stay on schedule for tonight. And we will start with a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Mayor Kratzky, I am here. Groko. Here. Hufal.
Present.
Padilla.
Present.
Rose.
Present.
And Eker.
Here.
Any changes to the agenda tonight?
No.
Okay, so then I need a motion to approve the agenda for
So
tonight.
moved.
We have a motion from Eker. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Rose. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Comments, updates, concerns? Do we have any citizens here that would like to speak to us tonight? Okay. Any updates from council members? I have a couple of things, quick. First of all, I just want to thank the Baseball Association and the Gaylord Islanders for hosting an incredible state baseball tournament. I think everything went really well. Heard lots of compliments, so I just want to thank them for everything they did the past 3 weekends. And then I got an email from a resident that I just wanted to share. At the new University of Minnesota Medical School's Centra Care Regional Campus in St. Cloud, conference and study rooms are named for the hometowns of the inaugural class of students. This fall, there were 24 students. That's the inaugural class. The practice honors the school's mission to train doctors who will serve rural Minnesota, and all 24 students in the first class are from the state of Minnesota. Gaylord has one of those students, Abby Widmer, Dan and Kyla's daughter, and we have a conference room named after Gaylord because she's part of that inaugural class. So I just want to recognize her achievement and for her leaving her mark on that medical school, and of course honoring Gaylord at the same time. So congratulations to Abby.
Good job.
Okay. Now, anything else from council members? And any updates from city staff?
I do have one update to share in reference to the building down here, 115 4th Street, that we're looking to remove. The tentative date for demolition is October 1st, Wednesday the 1st.
Okay.
We'll be blocking off the sidewalk and the alley that day.
The road doesn't have, the highway will stay
No,
open.
you should be able to keep, hopefully, all the debris. They'll be starting from the back of the building and demolishing starting from the back, so they'll pull the building back.
Okay.
towards them.
It's tight space, so hope
It is
that all
very
goes
tight,
well.
so we've been coordinating with all the utility companies to try to get this done.
Okay, perfect. Okay, then moving on, tonight's consent agenda, we'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Motion from Kufal, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Groko. Any questions about the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Public hearings, we don't have any scheduled tonight. Communication requests and petitions, we have the Senior Center newsletter, pillow cleaning coming up, Tri-County Hazardous Waste coming up, Curious George at the library on the 17th, pork chop dinner at St. Francis Church on the 20th, and cupcake decorating at the library on the 23rd. Moving on to department and committee reports and action items, the first thing we have on the agenda is Public Works. Do you have any I&I updates for us, Ty?
I asked him about it, he said he did not. And
Okay.
apparently he must have left.
Okay, so then it's you, Charlie. The police department is
He
next.
said he did, but he said, he doesn't have anything to present at this time.
Okay.
Thanks for the I&I update.
You're welcome.
Doing double
I don't know
duty.
where he went, he must have took off. Good evening, everyone. Just the one item tonight would be the new firearms with red dot sights. Basically, they've been out for several years now. The results of a 4-year handgun study, red dot study, I should say, shows substantially increased hit accuracy using the RDS, the red dot sights, over the iron sights. Multiple agencies which have issued an RDS to trained officers are seeing the same results. Higher hit accuracy equals lower collateral damage. It allows for faster target acquisition, better accuracy, and obviously then reduced mistakes when shooting. Officer Alex Schmidt recently went to firearms school as well as RDS instructor school. local police departments, sheriff's office, everyone got together. We had a Glock rep come out, show us a wide selection of handguns in different RDS sites, let us test them out and shoot them. And we kind of all came to the same conclusion, which ones we all liked the best and thought would work the best, which would be the new Gen 5 Glock 47s, 9mm pistols. We have 9mm pistols now with the House on RDS sights. The price includes 5 new handguns, which come with the sights, the holsters, the weapon-mounted lights, and then they buy back our old equipment. At least the best quote from Keesler's buys back our old equipment for $1,607 savings. You might ask, how long do handguns last? From everything we found, typically 5 to 10 years. The ones we have are 9 years old. So I brought Alex with me tonight in case anybody had any questions that we might be able to try and answer for you. Otherwise, Keesler's Police Supply does have the best quote.
Financing or paying for it?
Oh, yes, thank you. We would take the money out of our forfeiture account. Currently, we have $10,400 roughly, and the total cost is just under $4,300. And when we got the guns 9 years ago, it came out of the same account, the forfeiture account.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the 5 to 10 years on a handgun, because I think it has a lot to do with how many rounds get shot through them, but it does have
Right.
an effect based off going in and out of temperatures and stuff like that. But I agree, I think everybody's going to red dots. This is a great purchase. You also mentioned your flashlights or
Yeah.
your underlights are being upgraded. as
Yeah,
well.
the quotes that say no lights is because the quote was already higher than the one with the lights. So that's why I said no lights, because that quote didn't even include the lights, so.
Sure. And then to use your forfeiture account, which, that's not money, that's not city money, that's money from cars that have been forfeited because of drug use or alcohol use. It's a
Correct.
great account to take it from. And do we have 5 currently, handguns that you're getting rid of?
I believe we actually have 6. One's an older one. It's on the quote there.
Couldn't remember.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. Yeah,
Anything you want to add, Alex, since you came all this way?
I think it's gonna be a great tool in general. Like Chief said before, better site acquisition. No matter where, as long as you have the on target, anything within that window, you're gonna hit. There is a bit of a learning curve with it. Is a difference from regular iron sights to the red dot sights. There's a bit of a learning curve to it, but as long as you train and practice with it, it's super easy to get a feel for it. If there's any interest, I do have my own here tonight. I did take it off of the frame and the barrel's out, the springs are out, so it's just the slides on it, so it's non-operational whatsoever. So if anybody has an interest, they can take a look at it. So I think just going through the Red Dot School and the instructor school is kind of a twofer. I think it's going to be where everybody's going regardless. There is a bit more maintenance to it to a certain degree, but it's very minimal.
As far as that maintenance go, you're trained on it, so you'll get
Yeah.
everyone up to speed?
Yep.
Okay.
State's going to them too this spring, we're gonna get them. That is the thing, the route everybody's going.
Okay, any other questions? Then we're looking for a motion to approve the purchase of 5 new handguns with red dot sights from is it Keesler Police Supply for a total cost of $4,272.55.
so moved.
Second.
Motion by Padilla, seconded by Eker. Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next on our agenda is new business, resolution number 2522, DNR grant agreement, the Lake Titlow Dam replacement project.
As you know, back in 2023, the state, we applied and the state allocated us $500,000 to be utilized for the replacement of the Lake Titlow Dam. This is a grant that's being administered by the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, the DNR. This is a 50/50 matching grant, so basically if our project costs less than $1 million, we would actually receive less than $500,000. So one of the next steps in the process here is we need to enter into a grant agreement with the state for the appropriations of the monies. And one of the requirements that the DNR has is the resolution in your packet this evening, resolution number 2025-22, which basically is just a simple grant agreement resolution. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions, but it is a requirement of the DNR prior to entering the agreement.
Where are we at on cost-wise on that? Do we know anything current, or?
We do not at this point. FCH hasn't done too much yet at this point in time. One of the requirements is we are not allowed to expend any monies prior to entering the grant agreement. If we do, they are not covered by the grant itself. So we really haven't given FCH, our engineer, any go-ahead at this point in time. So once we have this in place, so the grant agreement itself will be coming back to you for approval. So I'll be submitting this along with a couple other items. And then we'll get the grant agreement and get that. Once that's all executed, then we can move ahead with the project itself as far as the design and options for design on the dam itself. One thing too to mention, we've talked about this project as far as financing. We'll likely be looking at probably selling a bond or including it with a bigger project and then piggybacking it in there in 2027. In the meantime, the state does require us to identify funds where this will be paid for. Our long-term plan is to bond for it, but we have to show them that we have the funds today to be able to do the project. So basically all we're doing is showing them a bank statement that we have the funds. So there's no issue there, just something for your information.
Ultimately, for moving forward on this project, I do think we have to have conversations with the county as far as all the watershed that dumps into it. Because you're talking, I think, 900 plus acres of land that's dumping into this, and yet we get charged a fee from the county for what the city dumps into the ditches. Because all these other people are benefiting from this lake. So just, again, food for thought.
Yeah, the watershed is a huge watershed. It's like, I think it's 35,000 acres. Huge watershed.
When are we locked into this grant, or at what point? I mean, we have to sign this, and let's say we get bids and it's gonna take $2 million to replace, we'd be on the hook for 1.5, correct?
Yes.
I mean, are we locked into doing it at that point, or? I mean, once we get this, we can't spend any money until we sign off on this, so once we do that and have the engineers start their things, are we locked into it?
Yes, I believe at that point is when you are, so you have to decide. I'll find out more on that. It'll be in the grant agreement itself.
I mean, do we really have a choice with that dam and the conditions it is in right now to wait any longer, or the cost is higher than we expect?
Well, as you know, the dam is not operating the way a dam
Right.
operates. I mean, there's really nothing there anymore. So we've, went after these monies to replace it, basically to build a regular dam, to control the waters moving out of the lake, to try to help the shoreline erosion as well. So I guess we've been moving ahead. I guess you'll have to have that discussion
Yeah,
when we get the agreement as far as, weigh that out, keeping in mind we were appropriated all these monies and we've been trying for years to get them.
I think if we didn't replace it, you just might not be living on Lake Shore. So if
My
people
house
don't
might be
mind, I
part of
mean,
it. Yeah, I mean, I think that the can got kicked down the road on this once already. I don't know how you.
How long,
did it.
oh, sorry.
No,
I was just gonna ask, how long do we have to sign? I mean, is this by the end of this year this has to be signed?
No, we actually have, to enter the grant agreement, we have until the end of 2027. That's just to enter the agreement, and then we have to do the project then thereafter.
Why don't we figure out our funding first? As far as, getting the watershed shed people involved in it. Like I said, I don't think it's right that the city gets stuck with the benefit that all 35,000 acres to the north, west of here is gonna get out of this lake, that the city's already put in all kinds of money getting our stormwater not to go into the lake.
I think the pickle we're in, though, is we can't really do a lot of studies or get estimates and quotes of what this is gonna cost until we have the grant agreement, or otherwise we're paying for all of that out of our pocket, money where we don't have it budgeted.
Can we ask what it would cost about to put this together to figure out, because I'd rather pay 10 grand to SEH to tell us it's $2 million and not be stuck spending $2 million just to try and get 10 grand reimbursed.
Didn't they give us like a couple years ago, like 1.2 million?
Yeah, it was around, roughly around $1 million. That's
Add
what
a
they,
little bit now, and so 1.3, 1.4 probably.
yeah, I think that's, well, that's their estimate.
I'm just saying, I just don't want to put the buggy in front of the horse and not have it lined up how we're going to come up with possibly $1.5 million in the next couple of years.
And you're kind of right with the watershed. To me, that's what that lake is all that it's there for, is a watershed. So I'd say, right, why is the city stuck putting that whole bill on something that it's not really benefiting us a whole lot? I mean, if we didn't replace a dam, what's gonna happen? That water's just gonna keep flowing down the ditch that comes out of there. I don't know.
When more people
just-
keep tiling.
Even on that end, I mean, the Minnesota River benefits from it because all that silt is now sitting here instead of sitting in the river. So again, everybody's benefiting from this but the city. The state, I guess, pitched in this grant money. Well, there's still watersheds and, nothing against farmers, but there's still all these people using this lake as a source of mitigating water.
When the DNR guys were here when was that, a few months ago, where they said in order to control that, you'd have to set up a watershed district. Because, yeah, right now, anybody can tile and run it to a ditch and it comes into the lake, and there's nobody controlling that or.
And this is providing flood control too for the people downstream as it allows the lake to move, sucking in some water and then dumps it out. So again, even downstream, it has benefits more than just the 35,000 upstream. Yeah. 35,000 acres to clarify.
I definitely understand what you're saying. I think that, maybe what that DNR guy was talking about, I think we have to, kind of in a spot now, we need to keep this thing moving right now. But, to have them look at declaring it some sort of watershed area so that they can't filter everything in like they are. He talked about some other areas that they have those districts set up.
Watershed
Yeah.
districts, yeah.
And maybe that's something that we could look into doing so that it just doesn't keep happening to us, because it is destroying the lake with everything that's getting dumped in there.
And don't get me wrong, I want the lake to be nice too, but I just don't want to be stuck on the hook for $1.5 million that we have no idea how we're going to fund. Because then once we sign into this, then nobody has any push to want to help us because we're locked into it. And so I think we should approach doing that watershed district or the county prior to signing on to this. Because we have no leverage to go after them, or not go after them, but to try and get them to help with it.
Well, wouldn't the next piece lock us in? The,
Actual agreement, yes.
Yeah,
so
this is just the
This is a resolution. yes.
resolution. This is
So
the
this
actual
allows us sort
agreement.
of start doing stuff, but it's not locking us in.
Yeah.
No,
until the grant
Oh,
is
okay.
signed, then nothing that we spend counts towards that matching
Correct.
funds. So,
I must have missed.
So if we sign this, we can have, we're not locked into it, but we can still have the engineers put together a cost.
Mhm.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's what
I just don't want to be locked into it.
right, and then,
and I
I
understand.
mean,
what
you
you're
could
saying.
just table the resolution for now too, if you wanted to. You don't have to
What,
prove it.
what benefit does that, I mean, what
yeah,
is
then
that?
we're not.
I know, I
being-
just
As
feel like
long
we're
as-
just
Back
kicking the
up again.
can down the road, and we need to,
As long as this allows us to move forward, but not lock us into possibly 1.5 million, I'm fine. I just want to make sure that that's the case.
And I understand that, I just don't know how much of a choice we have other than to build
if you don't build the dam? If we say, well, we're not gonna do it, then what?
Yeah,
Who-
and then
who's-
it's gonna be up to the state, isn't it? If it's gonna
who's-
be a big issue, I mean, I
I
guess I
don't
don't know. That's my point, it's like they're saying we have to do this, and we have to pay for it, but whose benefit?
In the fourth, it is further resolved, or third one, excuse me. In that second sentence, it says, it is further resolved that upon approval of its application by the state, the applicant may enter into an agreement with the state for the above referenced project. So it says may, it doesn't say shall.
Sure.
I can agree to that.
So we just
Need a motion to approve resolution number 2025-22.
So moved.
We have a motion from Padilla. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Groko. Any further questions or discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is 11B, Minnesota Paid Leave Program.
This is something new that came out of the 2022-2023 state legislature, that all employers and employees are required to participate in the newly established Minnesota Paid Leave Program, which takes effect on January 1 of 2026. The Department of Employment and Economic Development, DEED, will be administering the program. There's some information in your packet. The Personnel Committee did talk about this to some degree at our last meeting in August 20th. So there is some information. I have sent some information out to you before similar to this. But basically, all of our staff are likely going to be included in this, except for maybe some of our seasonal election judges who don't meet the wage earnings qualifications to be a part of it. But this is a state insurance program for medical health, whether it's the individual or family. Everybody has to participate in it, and we will all, or I guess the city has to decide if the employees are going to be paying into this as well. Under the state law, basically, the contribution level into this program is 0.88% of all wages. Under the law, the city council here, or the city has the option of requiring employees to participate up to 50% of that premium. And we have to notify employees by December 1st of this year, first of all, if they qualify for the program and whether or not they're going to be participating in that premium as well. The program itself will not necessarily, say somebody has a medical event, whether it's their individual or the family, takes them out of work, the event itself has to be for more than 7 days to qualify for this program. So basically, and they have to provide a medical letter, a letter from a medical physician or provider to the city, basically stating that the individual is going to be out. The maximum wage replacement under this program is 90%, or at this particular time, it's $1,423. Now, if there was, I went to a couple seminars on this, and at one of them, they use another example. Say somebody is making $50,000 a year, they would be eligible roughly for about 83% return on their wages. So they wouldn't be ever made whole, so to speak. It'd only be a partial. And basically, the more you make, the less wage return that you get from the state. That's how the program works. Last month when our committee met, our personnel committee met, we talked about supplemental utilizing vacation and sick leave if the employee would so choose, that they could possibly use their vacation or sick leave to make up the hours or the difference in the pay that they would lose if they were just going by what the state would give them. You can only go up to 100%. You can never get more than what you normally would get as far as your wages, but that would be a way for the employee to basically supplement their wages and be made whole, so to speak. So the committee is recommending, these are the committee's recommendations after discussing it. Their recommendation is that the The employees would pay the 50, up to 50% of the premiums, again, the 0.88% of the wages. And then they would be entitled to supplement if they so choose their vacation or sick leave for their partial wage replacement. So Lynn and Dawn were at the meeting. I don't know if there was anything more, if you'd like to add anything.
Not that I can think of. No.
Okay, I'll open it up to any questions then. Again, there's more information in your packet on this too. In some respects, this is somewhat, it's very new, and so we're learning here. The individual employee does have to notify the employer before, going on the sick leave or medical leave. They do have to give us notification. That's a requirement. There is a hotline, so to speak, set up with the state. This would be falling under the state program now. We're not obligated to utilize a state program. We could go out with a private company. Our consultant from Financial Group did look into it. There is one carrier out there that does provide a better rate, but based on their criteria, we don't meet it. They wanted us to have at least 25 employees that are working a minimum of 30 hours a week. We currently don't have that, so we don't meet that criteria. He also shared that he didn't find any other carriers out there that could meet the state as far as the premium is concerned. We will have to also amend our personnel policy. They've given us until the end of January of next year to complete that, but basically to include medical leave in there, in our personnel policy. So we have to have something in there on that. The deductions would begin with the first pay period in January. And our first payment to the state would be, there'd be quarterly payments. So the first one would be due April 1st.
The employee can opt out of this, though? If they
No.
want? You have to pay.
Yes. In
Everybody
fact,
has to pay.
as council members, you will be in this as well. The way it works is the reason you're in there, granted your salaries are, this isn't your full-time job, let's say it like that. They take a look at all your earnings when they're calculating out what you would be getting on wage reimbursement. So that's why you'd have to participate as well. Now, there is a minimum too. It's 3%, or they're basing the earnings, your wages off your previous year. So everything's based off of, they're starting the program next year, so everything is going to be based off your wages for 2025.
So everybody that receives a paycheck from the city is gonna see a 0.44% deduction in their check.
If they qualify, yes.
And then also, because it's going to affect us, does that factor in what we make for wages outside of the council, or just for?
Again, they would take all your wages into consideration when they're calculating what they would, say you had a medical event, whatever they reimburse you for that would determine based on all of your wages earned, all your earnings, wherever you have jobs. If you have multiple jobs, it'd be based on that. To qualify to, this is one of the qualifications, is first of all, you have to work in this year, 2025, you would have to work at least 50% of all your jobs or your time working in Minnesota. If you worked more than 50% out of state, you do not qualify for the program. Also, you also have to have at least an earnings of 5.3% of the state's average annual wage prior to starting any leave. In 2025, that 5.3% is $3,900. So you would have to at least earn that in 2025 to take anything next year to qualify. So until you earn that, get up to that level, you would not qualify. So those are some of the highlights. There's more to this. There's going to be a lot more coming with this. Like I said, this is going to be a learning curve for all of us. The first test will be when somebody has to actually utilize it and how smoothly it goes.
And they have to apply for it.
Yes.
They have to notify the city, and then they also have to apply for it.
Right.
Through the state.
Yes. So it'll be interesting, if it's a planned event, that's one thing, but if it's not a planned event, how's that going to work?
So Lynn, like for you, for example, you'll be paying into it because of this paycheck, but being retired, you never get a benefit out of it. So you're gonna be paying into it, but it'd never be useful for you, being retired.
That could happen, yeah.
I'd rather be retired anyways.
Well, I know, but it just seems goofy.
Yeah.
It's just.
Another state
it's
thing.
not-
But we don't have a choice. We basically, we have to.
No.
make the most.
Yeah, I
You have
know,
to
we
do
don't have a
it,
choice.
yeah.
Yeah, this is everybody in the state. We're all going through this together. We're all participating. We don't have a choice.
So we're just agreeing to,
The question before you tonight is, the city has a choice. You can pay 100% of the premium, or you could have the employees, the staff pay up to 50% maximum. You could do something less if you so choose. And the committee is recommending that you allow employees to supplement any wages that don't come up to
So they can get up to
utilize their
50%.
vacation and sick leave to supplement that difference.
So overall, between the city and the employees, it is a benefit for us just to do the 50%. Because then they're able to apply for reimbursement on the, let me see that.
is that,
We have to pay in that
You just-
0.88%.
Yeah.
Just paying.
So by 50%, the city's paying
Half of that.
half of it,
Yeah.
and 4.44 will come out of the paycheck.
Yes. And it's a post-tax or post-deduction. It's not a pre-tax.
Even better.
Okay,
But-
so tonight we need a motion to require, or I'm sorry.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Okay, we need a motion to require qualifying employees to pay 50% of the Minnesota paid leave premiums and to allow them to supplement vacation or sick leave for wage replacement not covered by the state of Minnesota.
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Eager, seconded by Kufal. Any further questions? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else or closing comments? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Eager. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Rose. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
I wanted to look around.